My name is Lori, and I wanted to give my testimony. I'm married. I'm 49 years old. I have two children that are grown and married, a grandson. I was raised in church all my life, but I wasn't saved until 1996. 1996, I was saved, and we were in church. I raised my children in church, and I got busy in life. Don't really just kind of happen, kind of got busy in life and got to where I didn't put God first in my life. I kind of put him on the back burner. I was pretty healthy, but now in September of 2019, woke up one morning and I had a seizure. I didn't know what it was or what, so I went to the hospital and I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. The doctors seemed really optimistic about it and thought that, they could get it and I would be home in a couple days. So I really felt kind of peace about it. I felt God was with me and he was going to take care of me. So had the surgery. When I woke up, my whole left side was paralyzed. So I couldn't walk. I couldn't lift my left side at all. I couldn't even do it like a thumbs up. It was difficult to do that. I really, I never, and this is strange, but I never felt that I would not, I don't know how to say that, I wouldn't ever not walk again. I just knew in my heart that I would. But I'm going to tell you, it was very, very difficult. The rehab was excruciating. I mean, I had to just do things that I thought, oh my gosh, I'd never be able to. It was hard just to even lift up my arm or lift up my leg. It was very, very difficult. Just to do any of that, it was so hard, and it was. But at that point, I just something told me. I guess it was God telling me you're going to walk again. And so I was really, really positive at that point. And the doctor also told me that they got most of the tumor, but they still did not know what kind it was and if it was cancerous or not, and that there was still a little bit there. So I would possibly have to have chemo and radiation. So ended up staying in the hospital for 33 days. And I did 4 hours a day of rehab, just trying to learn how to walk, to eat, to feed myself, to get dressed, do all those things that you just kind of take for granted. Walked out of there with a walker in, the first part of October. Now, I got home, I still had to do rehab to try to get stronger. And at that point, they still had not figured out about my tumor. So October 16th of 2019, I went to the doctor, and that's when they told me they figured out that it was an ependymoma, and that I would have to have radiation, that chemotherapy would not work on it, and that it was a very rare tumor, and normally kids get it. Adults don't get it, and I was about 1 out of 100 in the entire world that had this tumor. That was in October. November, I had an MRI done, and keep in mind that I had done rehab, but the whole time I was in the hospital, they had not treated me for the cancer. So when I had the MRI in November, how do I say this? It grew. It grew the whole time, back to almost the same size it was. And it was the size of a ping pong ball when it first started. So I was really devastated about that. And I also had a seizure. And so they had to move my radiation up. It was supposed to be scheduled in February. They moved it to January because they thought, well, the rate this is growing, that she's not going to make it. So had the radiation in January and had 32 rounds of treatment. And during this whole time, I was trying to work part-time because I needed insurance, and just in a lot of pain from my left side. I was able to kind of walk again, but I had to have people drive me. I was totally dependent on other people. So got finished with the radiation. Did the next MRI in March of 2020, and the tumor had not shrunk, or shrunk very, very little. So I was a little bit disappointed, but I was still hopeful. And I had people praying for me, not only my family, but my church and people I didn't even know. So I was trying not to get discouraged. But I had another MRI several months later, same thing, wasn't shrinking. And they really didn't have any other treatment to give me, because chemo would not work, and radiation was, I'd finished my radiation, and the only other thing was to have surgery, and they just did not want to do that. So this point, I was pretty much at my lowest level. I was angry with myself. I was angry with God. I just couldn't understand why, he had allowed this to happen to me, and what the purpose was. I struggled with that, depression, I was angry at everybody. When I was at my lowest, I'm ashamed to say that my conversation with God was, I would exercise, because they wanted me to exercise. So I would walk up and down my driveway to try to get some exercise. And anyway, one day I just stopped and just got down on my hands and knees and cried. And just, why? Why did you allow this to happen to me? What have I done that's so wrong? That's the way I felt. And I just feel now I'm ashamed of that, but I didn't know what else to do. And really, there was nothing I could do. I just had to let him do his work in his time. It wasn't in my time. And I think at one point I realized that it's not in my time. It's not in any of our time. It's in his time, and he'll do it when he wants to do it. One day I was praying, and I just felt God talking to me and telling me, you're going to be okay. I'm going to get you through this. So I thought, I've just got to trust that he's going to get me through this no matter what. My next MRI was in November, and I was very, very positive about it, praying about it. I had all kinds of people praying for me, which they prayed for me the whole time. And so went and had the MRI, and it had shrunk 50%. So I was very pleased with that and thought, yay, this is going good now. And I thought, well, God did what he said. And so I had another MRI 3 months later, and it had shrunk 25%. So I knew this was going well. And so that was the last MRI I had. I had that in February of 2021. And anyway, my next MRI is next month, which is August 2021. And so I just know it's gone. I just have a feeling it's gone. And, God has healed me. But, if it's not, it's okay. Because if my story can help one person, it's all worth it. And it's actually already helped me, because I have gotten closer to God, closer than I've ever been. So if you don't have that personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and you want to, or you're going through something, he will be there for you. He will, if you accept him as your Lord and Savior, he will take care of you no matter what. Now, I may die tomorrow. I don't know. But I just thank God for every day that he's given me. And I just know that he's going to heal me. I just hope that my testimony helps somebody.